Congratulations. It's been a long time since this team's won a game. It's no matter what it was like the second half, it just feel good to get a win.
Yeah, it does, and a win's a win. Looking back at the game, we really didn't do as good a job that I wanted us to do. Getting in, watching film as soon as tomorrow, and working this week and on correcting those things.
Happened in the second half. I mean, I know they did have a long drive that kind of took the air out of the clock a little bit, but it just seemed like just couldn't get going. What in your mind, what happened in the second?
Yeah, I mean, they were doing a good job of playing the run, and we didn't get a run game established in the second half. And whenever you can't do that, it's going to be hard to move the ball. But I felt passing the ball, Austin and CJ did some good things. I had a couple other receivers make some plays with John Aquali and Josh Harshman. So it was very good to see those guys make some plays too.
Josh, last year some of your touchdowns seemed to have almost no yards after catch. How fun is it to have a guy like Austin who, you can get him 10-yard pass and then he can pick up the
takes a lot of pressure off for sure. But I mean, Austin's been that guy. He hasn't changed, and you see him return punts and how shifty and elusive he is. So getting him the ball as many times as we can a game is really what we're trying to do, because the ball in his hand, he's electrifying.
How confident are you in him and his ability? Because you went to him time after time early in the game.
Yeah, I mean, we started getting a little mojo going, and when someone's catching the ball and you throw it to him, you want to keep throwing it to him.
So Josh, you talked all summer about kind of seeing that check down route a little more, look a little more in the flat as opposed to deep. It seems like Austin was operating a lot in that flat today. Is that something that you guys have kind of been working on through the summer, through this past week, leading up to this game?
Yeah, and that's really game plan with Coach Vegan. Understanding what he's calling and how he's thinking is what my job is, and taking what the defense gives us is really what we wanted to do against these guys, and I thought we did a pretty good job of that today.
Is it nice seeing a 0 on the scoreboard at the end?
No, it's fantastic, and I kept preaching that to the defense. We needed a donut on the scoreboard, and they've answered every question I think about them. They're an extremely impressive defense, and we got some really good players on that team, or on that side of the ball. So I'm very excited to continue to watch how they progress and how they grow as a defense. But it's very it instills a lot of faith and confidence in the offense when you don't have to go out there and score every drive.
How does that non-throwing arm feel after this?
Oh, it's fine. Yeah, it really wasn't a huge deal last week, but the trainers and coaches thought it'd be okay, or thought it'd be smart and prudent to kind of sit out a day or two. So, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with it now.
Your receivers had a little trouble getting separation last week against Iowa. Coach Bull said it was a little bit of how Gardner was scheming defensively, but do you feel like your receivers did a better job of getting open and giving you some open looks to throw to them?
Yeah, they did a good job today, and Iowa's probably a little different task than a team like Gardner-Webb, but not downplaying them. They have some really good guys in defense too, so very pleased with what they did today.
You went to Austin so often early in the game. Did that eventually open things up for whether it was CJ or John or anyone else? Did that seem to open things up for those guys eventually, or did it just kind of work out that way? You got that mojo.
It just kind of worked out that way, and it's not that I was targeting Austin. It was just I felt like there was a good matchup over there, and they were playing the coverage that we want to his side, and we took advantage of those opportunities.
How did you assess your line after this game?
They played fantastic, and don't think we had any sacks today. Couple hurries here and there, and you're going to have that with some freshman guys, but ultimately I felt like they played a pretty sound game.
I know we just had, I think, 2 carries today, but what have you seen so far from Trey Wood since he's flipped over to the running back side?
He runs angry, and he's a freshman obviously, but he's got a big frame, and he's got some speed to him, so he's going to be a good one. And it might not fully click with him right now, but when it does, teams should watch out.
Are there parallels with Brian being a big, angry runner like that?
Absolutely, and it's just a different animal. Trey's he's more lengthy and doesn't have as much bulk as Brian does right now. But give him an off season with our strength staff, and put some good pounds on him. He's going to be tough to take down.